Man, we just about to get started.
Baseline!
Hey! Yeah. 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 Rock. Well, this the Porch Podcast. Come on, This the Porch Podcast. Yeah. And this the Porch Podcast. Come on, rock. And this the Porch Podcast. This the Porch Podcast. Episode 72. What we gonna do? We're being brand new. We call this one, that's B.O.B. It's your boy Influential in the place to be. I got the old school vibe today.
Old school flow.
I better keep on going till they say, let's go. Illest, trillest, the realest, whatever you want to say. I play each and every day. Sometimes I got balls, sometimes I got this. Sometimes I come hard, sometimes I come quick. Nope, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Influential is back. Let's get to the map. You know why? It's the Porch Podcast. Come on, rock. And it's the Porch Podcast. Yeah. And it's the Porch Podcast. Come on, right? And it's the Porch Podcast. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
Be original, baby.
That's it. P, talk to him. Man. I got you over there giggling and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm laughing because immediately after you said one line, something went off in your mind. Oh, let me clear that up real quick.
That ain't how it go, though. That's what I said, yep.
Hey, yo, welcome to episode number 72 of the Porch Podcast, man. B.Y.O.B. B.Y.O.B. Hey, man, we back with another acronym, and we know that they all have more than one meaning when it comes to the Porch Podcast. So, B.Y.O.B, man, obviously, I know the one that everybody knows, and that is a good rule of thumb, you know, when you're going out. But the B.Y.O.B that we also want to talk about is you got to be your own blessing, man.
Okay, talk to him.
You gotta be your own blessing, man. Sometimes in life, you know, while we're sitting around and we're trying to wait for the next great thing to happen for us, we don't even realize that, you know, it's right there already going on, or it could be going on if we just realize that we are our own blessings. Ain't nobody gonna take care of you better than you take care of yourself. Promise you. People can love you, you know what I mean, but they're not gonna take care of you the same way. The reason why is because unless you share what your dreams, goals, and aspirations are, people will never know, you know. So I say all of that to say it's okay to BYOB in the essence of bringing your own bottle.
Yes.
But before you get to that part of it, you might want to be your own blessing.
Amen. Wow.
So
Wow.
welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, like I said, to another episode with your favorite brothers from the porch.
That's it.
72, baby. We
72.
rolling.
We at 72. When I tell you 72. What else is big and cool with the number 72? You multiply 9 times 8, that's 72.
Right?
1972, I'm sure some historical shit probably happened. You know?
Yeah. You know, you gotta
cocaine was prominent in 72.
Right there. I don't know how many minutes we are, if we are even in minutes into the episode.
Yeah, we are.
And yet again, Blow has showed up to make an entrance.
Well, you know, sometimes it's no way to go unless there's Blow. You know what I mean? Let me stop, man. I'm playing. I'm being silly, man.
Hey, man, what you doing is just being yourself, baby. And that's what we talking about with this episode of BYOB. You got to be your own blessing. And the only way to bless yourself is to be able to know yourself.
Right.
So
right.
You got to be able to understand that the reality of it is where you are and where you want to go may not be in the same direction. It's because of the fact that maybe you lost sight of who you are.
Absolutely.
Maybe you lost sight. Sometimes I just recently did a video, actually to one of them was called Mind Your Own Business.
Mind your own business.
And the other one was in reference to comparison and competition.
Right.
And when you look at things from a realistic perspective, the reason why most people that I've seen anyway, through all the multiple conversations that I have on a regular basis, what stops them from being able to bless themselves is they forget who they are. They lose
Right.
sight of who they actually are.
Right.
So that's what we're gonna talk about today, man. We're gonna touch on being your own blessing and just trying to kind of recapture whatever it is that makes you unique and makes you who you are, and see if we can find out through conversation, man. Maybe where we went a little bit to the left, maybe where we went a little astray, or just our feelings and opinions about how to be your own greatest blessing. So what
Right.
you think? What do you think? Like if you was helping a person today, and you said they came to you and they discussed with you, not even so much what their problems are, but what they shared with you some of their pitfalls, their setbacks, and other things in life.
Well, it's
What
funny
would you
because
tell them? What would you tell them? Because I know right then and there, it's different how you would go about helping people. What would you say to that
so
person?
you said there are pitfalls and setbacks in life.
Right. So they would have to share with you what's going on, right? So I
Right.
guess the first thing you got to do is listen to them with an open mind.
Right.
But how would you encourage them to be their own blessing? How would
Learn
you
from them.
encourage them to look into it?
Learn
Okay.
from them. I'm not sure exactly what scripture it is, but it states in the Bible through tribulation is how you enter the kingdom of God. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're going through some pitfalls and some things, this is how you learn from your mistakes. Now again, I tell you all the time, you ain't got to be the most religious person. You ain't even have to choose a religion to sometimes read, these books to understand what is going on. So
Right.
you still have feelings and emotions and pain. So if you felt something, you do something that creates pain, and you
Right.
know exactly what you did to create the pain, to stay
Absolutely.
away from it. See,
I agree.
physical pain and emotional pain both hurt, but they've hurt in a different way. Most people tend to go through the same emotional pain because they think they're built for it next time it comes around. But
Right.
you only got to get bit by a dog or hit by a car one time to understand that you don't want to be bit by a dog or hit by a car no more.
Absolutely.
Now, some
Absolutely.
things emotionally we
And I've
can't get
had both of them happen to me.
right. Now, some things we're gonna just clap it up for that, man.
I survived.
Some things emotionally we
Right.
just can't get around. So it's like you got people who might got hurt from intimate relationships.
Right.
Now they will feel like I give up completely on intimate relationships so I don't get hurt, right? But
Right.
they don't really want to do that because they know that honestly it was more joy than hurt in a lot of these intimate relationships. But the saying is true: hurt people hurt people. So you gotta heal, because any hurt is healed, any pain is healed. But in your healing and in your pain, you must gather understanding and realize that I'm learning. This pain is a blessing in disguise. So
Okay.
it goes to be your own blessing. You know how it hurts you. So only you should understand how to bless yourself from that. Now some people turn to the bottle. It's not the answer. It's not
Right.
it's not the answer.
Right.
Hey, cause listen, you said B.Y.O.B,
Right.
right? B.Y.O.B, double meaning. We already know
Absolutely.
bring your own bottle,
Mm-hmm.
be your own blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It could also mean buy your own blow. We don't know.
Yeah. It could be.
Yeah.
And what I will say is that I'm quite sure that that's preferred in that arena or audience of people who entertain that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
what I will say is that once again, nobody knows your deepest, darkest inner feelings about anything but you, right? So
Right.
so when you think about trying to be a hero, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've had conversations in the past. My wife told me that there was times where I wanted to save the day that I couldn't, not because she didn't think that I was a person or that I didn't love her, wasn't interested in making her day better, helping her be better in life, but there were certain things that I just couldn't help her with because it wasn't my place to be able to help and fix.
Right.
Now, me wanting to be a hero and never be able to allow my family, to suffer, I was busy trying to be a blessing. And in that situation, she needed to be her own blessing.
Right.
And I learned that. I learned that through the conversation because at first I kind of felt the way like, wow, you know, it kind of was a hurt, not a hurt piece, but it was like, wow, like you don't want me to help. And I misconstrued what she said. It wasn't about her not wanting me to help. She was just letting me know that she appreciated me attempting to try to help. She had to be her own blessing. She had to work through her own situations. She had to get to, to be the best person that she could be. So it got me to thinking. Had a few conversations. Obviously, we talk all the time about it. But because our minds are supposed to be active, it's hard to be able to just not, how can I say, focus on multiple things, in my opinion, at one time, right?
Right.
So when you think about trying to be, the best possible version of yourself,
Right.
you want to be in a blessed position. That's the way I look
Absolutely.
at it, right?
Right.
You want to
Right.
be in a favorable position. So in order for you to be able to do that, you got to identify with whatever the pitfalls are, the hangups, the hiccups, whatever it is that's preventing you from being able to do that. Because if you ever look at it, most self growth
Right.
books, self improvement situations,
Right.
they all kind of really reflection based, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that they do is they want you to get in front of a mirror to see who you are, like who you currently are at that point in time. Because in order to bless yourself, you got to be able to confront yourself,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you do that, and then you see that you have to work on some things internally, externally, you start to immediately see that okay, I am going to be my greatest blessing in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that BYOB element of it is something that you kind of got to get a hold of very early on.
Right.
Now, the BYOB that we talk about with bringing your own bottle, I have a concept on that as well in reference to being your own blessing. See, it's funny and it's ironic. Well, it's ironic how things makes me sit. Like, for instance, bring your own bottle. If you really think about that, right? Think about it from the perspective of that probably came from a cabaret concept or somewhere where a person had a party and they were like, look, I don't want to come empty handed. Whatever. A person may turn around and say, look, bring your own bottle. Whatever you like to drink or whatever you like to partake in or whatever. Whatever your earth angel of choice is, bring that with you.
Yeah. I've also heard bring your own bag.
You know what I'm saying? That's cool too. Bring your
That's
own
what
bag,
because
like
that
whatever.
the bag will have food in it and everything. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
No,
If
no, no,
people
no,
know.
no, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
So by doing that, what you do is honestly speaking, you're still being your own blessing.
Right.
You're still making sure that you covered. That's what blessings are.
Mm-hmm.
Blessings are situations that cover you. They cover you in the midst of whatever you're going through at that moment, whether trial, tribulation, it can be dealing with resources, it can be dealing with relationship situations, it can be dealing with health things. But being your own blessing, BYOB, being your own blessing is covered. That's basically what it is, being covered.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. You know what I mean? So even when we make light of bringing your own bottle or bringing your own bag, you making sure that you covering your experience so that when you're there, you have everything that you need to be able to have an enjoyable time. It's the same
Right.
concept, whether we're talking about your blessing or your
Mm-hmm.
bottle. It's the
Right.
same thing.
Mm-hmm. No, you're
You know?
right. You're right. So it's understanding. Is sometimes you got to make things relatable for you to get it. You know what I mean? Like you're big on acronyms. So if
No
we
doubt.
put like for example, when they look at the title of the show and they see BYOB, they're gonna think about the bottle because that's the
Mm-hmm.
common thing. But it is the same concept because you're bringing your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
being your own blessing, you're being your own. So but basically, we're really talking about the universal law of action. For you to
Right. That's right.
understand to be able to do these things, you have to take action. So without action, none of it matters. You can't just go and the bottle will appear at the party. Yes,
Right.
you can. Yes, don't get it wrong. You can pray on a blessing. However, we all know for that prayer to work, you have to believe. Believing requires faith, and faith without works.
It's dead. Exactly.
So you need action.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
not to just keep
Yeah.
going back and forth, but nobody. And I know I joke about this, like, but no cocaine just falls in a person's nose.
And if it does, you should leave.
Right.
Because wherever you are, that's kind of, that's not how that goes. You know what I mean?
Right.
The other element of BYOB as well, too, though, is and I tell people all the time when we think about from the entrepreneurial perspective of it, be your own boss.
Right. Right.
Learn how to be able to understand, your value and what you all, no matter what Which one of those ways that you want to spend the acronym? Whether it's be your own blessing, bring your own bottle, be your own boss. I'm not gonna do the bring your own blow thing. That's E with that. I don't know.
Right.
But
No,
what I'm basically saying is that what doesn't change in that situation is either your own. Be your own boss. Bring your own bottle. Be your own blessing. Your own, which is basically explaining that it is up to you. It is your responsibility to make
right.
sure that you have yourself covered and not leave that to anybody else to do that. That's what the real concept of BYOB is. You can do what you want to do with any of those two B's, but the YO, is always going to be your own, no matter what. No matter what. So, that's why I say that, bro. Playing on those acronyms and all those different things like that. And there's going to be some people that go, okay, that makes sense. And then you're going to have some people that go, well, yeah, I prefer to just bring my own bottle. That's
Right.
cool. Whatever you want to do with it. Just realize at the end of the day, the YO stands for your own.
Your own.
Be responsible for your own.
Right.
That's all that is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right. And speaking of your own,
talk about it.
and speaking of bringing your own bottle, your bag, you might be going to a party if you do that.
Absolutely.
However, if you put one together
Absolutely.
and you have no understanding on how to do it,
That's right.
I got somebody that could take care of that for you. Pay attention.
Look, check it
Yes,
out.
sir.
Let's get that stress off your plate. All right? Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you, full service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full service event planning company. Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show.
Front and center events.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the reality of it. The YO is what matters more. It's so funny because people were getting caught up, and all of us. I'm gonna exclude myself, in the B's, the bottle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you miss the most powerful part of it is the YO in the middle, your own.
Yeah.
It's funny because more often than not, we as people look for solutions to our problems externally, and I do not. I ain't gonna say I do not because I'm getting better at understanding it now. I think I have a lot more time to kind of think about things, manage them, not allow them to manage me. There's a lot of things like that. But on a different note, let me ask you, bro, you ever been to a cookout or cabaret or as a DJ, and you had a lot of different places.
Absolutely.
And since we already talking about B.Y.O.B, how about we flip it and talk about, have you ever had an experience, man, where you've been somewhere DJing and a person keep buying you drinks and you just like, okay, yeah, that's enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's enough. How did you
Yeah.
handle that situation? What did you do, brother?
Gave them away.
That's a shame, man. So whoever been buying them drinks, man, just know, man, he been giving them away to people, man.
Mm-hmm. Gave them away, bro. Gave them away. I'm not trying to prove no point. Let me drink this shit and then I can't get home. Man, please. I gave them away. Because listen, everybody who ever brung their own bottle, they've been in the party, feeling good, and they do this, right? This what happened to them, B. That's that what? That one sip that they know they just went too far, man.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That one sip where they know they, just went too far.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, man, I mean, even in the sense of that, man, I can imagine being in the club and or anywhere you are for that matter.
Right.
And, the love is real and you appreciate it. I think what people got to remember at the end of the day, man, whatever you do, you got to do it responsibly, right?
Right.
So even while we're advocating for you to be your own blessing, I don't want you to do it to the degree, man, where you hurt others.
Absolutely.
Right.
See,
I want you to be able to be your own blessing, but be empathetic and sympathetic and be your own blessing, but don't hurt nobody in the
well,
process of blessing yourself.
here's the thing. It's a way you could be a blessing and be wrong, and that goes back to another universal law, divine oneness, because everything ties in. Like, there's no left without right. There's no up without down. There's no positive without negative.
That's right.
So sometimes you can do certain things to be a blessing, but it still can hinder somebody else. Now, I'm not saying that it's something that's bad. It's things out there that's bad for everybody, and it's things that's out there that everybody wins.
You're right.
Right?
You're definitely right. You're definitely right.
So you still have to be responsible if you bring your own bottle and you drink, or if you bring your own blessing.
Great word. Great word.
Or be your own blessing. You see what I'm saying? Because you can feel like you're being a blessing, right?
Right.
Because you've been tapping the bottle and you think you're thinking better, and it may work for you because emotionally you feel like it's fixing your pain, but you're hurting somebody else, which leads back to what I said earlier. Hurt people hurt people. So it's good to think. It's good to be a blessing when you got your in your right mind. You know what I mean? Again, just looking at the word, they tell you they don't want you to drink because they want you to do things in a sober state. Because a lot of times people regret what they've done or what they said after they was drinking. Now, it's also a saying out there, a drunk tongue speaks a sober mind. And absolutely, in some cases, it is like that. You understand what I'm saying? In some cases, it is like that. How many times you might feel like, because this is what alcohol really does. Alcohol spikes your emotion. So for 5 minutes, you might feel, man, I want to slap the shit out of them.
Right.
But then 5 minutes later,
a pretty hard slap.
But 5 minutes, but 5 minutes later, you don't feel that way.
That's true.
But if you drunk, you might say, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, man. What?
You might.
This is what I mean.
Definitely might do that. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
a perfect example of what I mean. So it was telling the truth at the time because you was feeling that emotion. But it's times we're again, there's no such thing without positive and negative. So as humans, you're gonna have negative thoughts. You're gonna have positive thoughts.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And honestly, that's another example of God and the devil. You know what I mean? Just being honest with you, because everything is energy. Energy is real. So the thing is, when they say that we become a product of our environment and we become of our environment, is, you have to put yourself in a vibration where you're always around positive energy. Try to keep yourself around positive energy. So even when you're bringing your own bottle, it's cool to drink and be merry if you're going to be with a group of people that know how to handle it and be responsible. Like when we all get together and drink, don't none of us ever want to punch each other in the face.
Never.
But you got some people who drink. Man, I've been wanting to punch you in your mouth since last week.
Yeah.
And really might swing. And he's not invited anymore. he's not invited anymore. I'm serious though. We drink and laugh. That's why the saying is drink and be merry.
And really might swing. Really and he's not invited anymore.
He's not invited anymore. This is what I mean. Bro. So this is what I'm saying. However, it goes back to the universal law of divine oneness. It all matters. Because you can't have good times without bad times. So the thing is learning how to have yourself the understanding, because wisdom is everything. The understanding of it. See, the reason why God is the answer to everything, because he's the smartest spirit of everything. He's the smartest. That's your higher self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's your higher
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
Because you like, damn, I was a blessing today. You know what I mean? I was able to, let's say, pay that person's bill. You know what I mean? And these people got their money. This person got their medicine. Let's just use that for example. This person got their medicine. This person gonna
Right.
get the attention that they need, and you feel good. You was being in a godly way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But if you come in, smack the doctor in the face, you know what I mean, and say, "Man, I don't give a damn if this person died." That's awesome. Just be honest,
Wow. Yeah.
right?
Now go ahead.
Like say
Wow.
something like that, right? I don't know where that example came from. That was some
Yeah.
bullshit.
You got extra.
But
You got extra danger.
no, because of something they gonna say that boy ain't got no God in him. He evil,
They would. They might say that. They might.
right?
People have
And it
said
has
things.
nothing to do with your bottle.
Right. No, you're right.
But in all that, it's still a blessing. You know what the blessing is?
Talking
I
to me.
I can't count on that person.
Unless you want to count on being slapped.
Mm. My shit was making sense a little bit, then I got thirsty. I don't know what happened, man. You know.
I think what happened was you were going down the right street and you
Yeah.
passed your exit. You passed your
Yeah.
exit. You should
I
have got
did.
off.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? You passed your exit, but it's cool. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like I said, at the end of the day, bruh, being your own blessing is not an optional situation. I think that people what they do is they kind of like pause it,
Right.
but it's never optional. It's always mandatory. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you got free thinking and free will and ability to be able to do things, man, and make a difference and change in your life. Yet you pause it because you got to make sure it's okay with other people, with you blessing yourself first. That's everything that you ever looked at. All the different self improvement, financial gain books and or anything that you've ever watched or whatever. Who do they tell to pay first? Who do they tell to pay first in every one of those books?
Yourself.
Okay. So how if they're instructing you to be intelligent enough to be able to see that when you're working for yourself, you being your own boss, to pay yourself first, how is it that we lose or it gets lost in the translation that you're supposed to bless yourself, be your own blessing?
Right.
How does that get lost in translation? It doesn't make sense. You can't understand the concept of being your best you if you can't bless you. How you gonna be your best you if you can't bless you?
Right.
Like when you sneeze and somebody says bless you, they're turning around and they're blessing you because you had a sneeze, right? You don't bless yourself, not even when you sneeze. I
Right.
never turned around and sneezed and said bless me, but the concept of understanding that I need to be able to understand what you understand what I'm saying? Like don't mix up the two. Like you got to get it from the perspective of what I'm here to do. I'm here to do.
Right.
How I'm here to be, I need to be, but I need to bless myself first because I can't even display to other people how to be a blessing if I can't bless myself.
Nah.
If you tell a person, like in your case, if you tell a person, like you know how with you in your situation, stop using blow.
Right.
We work, you know what I mean? You know how it is. You good, man. I'm glad
Yeah.
you're good. But if you tell a person to stop using blow, but you haven't mastered that ability to do it,
Yeah.
how you gonna help bless me and you can't bless yourself?
Right.
That's
Right.
all I'm saying. So you
Right.
gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta be able to bless yourself. Like if you can't do that, like anybody, I don't care what nobody say, like they'll tell you even on the airplane. And I know this is probably a poor excuse or an
No,
explanation, but
it's the truth.
what's one of the things that they tell you to do in the
Secure
event of
your
an
mask
emergency?
first before you help somebody else. You have
What's that
to.
translation? What's the translation of that?
Yeah.
Bless
Being
yourself. Be
being
your
your
own
own
blessing.
blessing. Yep.
So I'm saying all of that to say it's cool. It's cool. Like, all right, we are where we are now. We understand the concept of what it is. How is it that we are in tune with what's going on outside of us enough to be able to bring your own bottle, but we can't
Mm-hmm.
be our own blessings?
Right.
How we can't be our own blessings? We know how to get to a job. Let's just say you get to work on time. We ain't gonna talk about the person that don't show up on time. Let's say you get to work on time. You get there and you are being a blessing to that company by showing up on time doing your job. But
Mm-hmm.
when it's time for you to get ready to go somewhere to do what you got to do for yourself, you late. How can
Stupid.
you be how can you be a blessing to somebody else, but you can't be your own blessing?
First of all, you should try to be on time to everything. You know what I mean?
Why not?
I laugh because a lot of people be thinking I'm running late. and I'm never late. I'm always on time. I just majority of the time, if I tell somebody if the party starts at 6:30, I tell
Right,
everybody
right.
start. I tell everybody start at 6. So even when it
Now,
look like, damn man, you, yeah, it's 5:07. You ain't late. You ain't there. You ain't shit. Nah, I got it, man, because I know already. I
yeah,
know. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
I
really,
do see what you're saying. I
that's
see
how I
exactly what
go.
you're saying.
You know.
Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, no, I see it. I see it. It
And
makes
I've
sense to me,
learned,
bro.
and I've learned that that helps me because with that, all right, if you got to do something and it starts at 6:30, I'm just keeping it real with everybody. I'm gonna keep it real with everybody. I tell everybody if it technically starts at 6:30, I tell everybody it starts at 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the person who threw the event know that it starts at 6:30, so the music comes on at 6:30 or maybe a few minutes before. The real reason why I tell everybody that I gotta have the music on by 6, because if
Mm-hmm.
I don't, some people may try to get me to do a favor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now they're hindering, because I like to be a blessing to others, and I don't like to feel like I'm turning them down. But it's like back in the day when me and a couple fellas used to always, we had to be somewhere. We had to take care of something, be somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we know we had to drive a little ways. And let's say, like when we used to do we had to be in Philly at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
The thing we had to do in Philly started at 11, right? That's when they had to be. I used to tell everybody, oh yeah, it started at 11, but I gotta be there because we gotta set up because for them to get everything right by 10:15.
Right.
They wouldn't use that tactic. So
Mm.
people think, okay, well he ain't gotta be there till 11 because he said it started at 11, so he ain't gotta be there till 11,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
at 10 o'clock, they asking them to do a favor, but we should already be on the road. But I'm ready to leave at 9:30 because everybody to deal with me believe that we gotta be there by 10:15. So
That's right.
that's why I started doing that. And even when I'm on time, now I can stop at the store. Let's stop at the store and give me a little the B, the bottle, because I want this for the night. But everything in my case, it starts on time
Right.
because it's not that I'm lying to the person. Let a person understand, because truth of the matter is it's my theory and my understanding, right?
Right.
What are
No,
you
absolutely. I understand.
what are you doing, man?
Watch happening, man. I've been sitting down for too long. It's just letting me know it's time for me to stand
Oh,
up, brother.
okay, yeah, all right. So let's say I gotta. So like I said, the reason why I do that, everybody might look at it like, okay, he's telling a lie. So you're lying to us. No, no, no. In order for me to be my own blessing or bring my own blessing or this is what I got to do to make sure that I'm taken care of. Because all you're focused on is you being taken care of, me doing you the favor. And you knew you
Absolutely.
needed the favor 2 hours ago, but you waited because this may deter me from going to do what I need to do. Because that's what the muscle used to be. These brothers used to be with me, and I used to be like, I gotta be there at 11. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell them at 10 o'clock they gotta go pick up the kids. But you know that they needed a ride all the way back. Cause I said, so bro, this is what you
Right.
tell them.
Right.
This is what
Right.
you tell them. Tell them you gotta be there at 10, cause then at 9 they gonna ask you to go get the kids. Guess what? You on time.
You're
Not
right.
really. It's not really a lie because yeah, it starts at 11, but I do need to be there early so I could get myself again being a blessing in the right mind frame. I don't function right when I'm rushing.
Nah, 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 nah. I
I
don't
don't
think
function
nobody
right when I'm
does.
rushing.
I don't think
Right.
nobody does. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
nobody does. I don't think it's nobody who's like, specializes in being late. Like, I think people make excuses for being late. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a special like skill set that goes into not being on time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't think that there's a you don't have to learn that. It's not a that's a it's a learned behavior. I take that back through repetition and just consistently doing the same thing over and over again. Just like anybody else that you've ever seen successful. You want to know one of the main things that they do? They recognize their skill set and abilities, and they do it. That's how they can bless. Most people that I know that's highly successful, I've watched them bless other people's. You know why? People's.
Right.
Bless other people. You know why? Because they know how to bless themselves already. They've already mastered it.
Well, and you know what you know what a lot of that becomes for them to be a blessing for themselves, having a good sense of time. So
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
it goes back to what I just said because here's the thing. I know you've watched it. I've seen it a lot. They say a lot of successful people get up before 5 a.m. because before 5 a.m. they can handle so much,
Yeah.
so much.
That's pretty common too. It's pretty common for most
Right?
people
It's
that
yeah.
like.
It's I know a lot of
No, you're
people.
right.
A lot of people as they got older, they understood. Like they be like, old people ain't got nothing to do. They up at 4 a.m. No. It's not that they ain't got nothing to do. They got a lot to
Right.
do.
Right.
They
Right.
understand it. They tried it as they got older and say, listen, I can create. I can get more done, and now I get where I gotta be at on time. Now when I get to work at 8 o'clock, cause I done got up out the bed at 4, I ain't tired. People walking in, they late, supposed to be there at 8. They getting in there at 8:17. Man, yeah, my bad, I overslept. Yeah, what you was doing last night? I was just up to like, I was up to like 2:19, man.
You don't ask nobody that, do you? Know, man. You
Watching the
can't ask
same,
nobody.
what? Why they was
You don't
up all
ask
night?
them why they was up all night. It could have been doing anything, man. You can't be doing
I'm not even gonna touch on that. I'm not even gonna touch on that. Like,
that.
you
You know
know,
what I mean?
I told somebody before. I'm like, yeah, man. A lot of times I don't even make it till 11 o'clock. They was like, damn, man, why you go to sleep so early? Why you up so late?
Oh, come on, man. You can't be like that.
Nah, it's my choice. It's their choice. It's my choice.
You right. You right. You right. You right.
Or
You're right.
listen what I'm saying, bro. Like we all gotta be here at 7:45.
Right.
And a lot of times you don't understand that you're frustrated here because you didn't get rest. And you want to know why I'm so jolly and happy? Because I went to bed,
Yeah.
man.
Right. Right. Now, I will say this: if they can't control, like if they can't control that part of it, then no, there's no excuse.
Right,
Like nah, you can't be late and mad. Like you're not gonna
right.
be both. You know, if you can be, I'm not saying it's okay to be late. I'm not. But if you're gonna be late, you can't show up late and pissed off. Like nah, both ain't gonna work. Not
This is
really.
what I
Not
used to
on that.
tell. I used to tell everybody because this is real. I used to come in and I used to be sitting there yawning. I remember back in the day when I was in, I was young in my 20s, whatever. Coming on a Wednesday, tired, right? But I'm still me. Morning, good morning,
Yak
hey,
night,
man,
yak
good
night,
morning,
yak night from yak night.
right? Nah, this wasn't even Yak Night though. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna break it down to you. This Yak Night. That was a different type of come in. I'm coming in throwing up and everything. Like, pickle juice. They used to love that. Here he come, bitch. He was drinking last night. Pickle juice, right?
Good
And
old yak night. Good
I'm
old,
gonna,
good old yak night.
I'm gonna break it down to you. D used to walk two routes on Monday, so he wouldn't have to walk one on Tuesday, so he could hang out on Yak Night. And then when he come in Wednesday, me, I go out, walk the route, throw up, shut somebody off, throw it. Man, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm all right. But,
Hey, come. Wow.
bruh,
What does that sound like to you though?
that was
Like
that's.
now that you
I
just
was
heard yourself
22
say.
years old and needed a meeting, man. That's what that was. I was young. Now,
Right.
the next part I'm talking about, I was coming
Oh.
in. I'm coming in. I'm cleaning off. I'm cleaning out my face on my face and then
Well, at
right. And I'm
least
sitting
you
there,
admitted it. Yeah.
right. And I'm
Right.
and I'm like, what I got to do today, right? They be like, yeah, did you go to sleep? I was like, nah, I ain't. Went to sleep late last night. Is it really worth being up? Absolutely. I made more money last night than I did in the last 2 days. So yeah, it was worth it. So y'all start paying. If y'all want to pay me to be here like that late too, I'll do it too. They never asked me that again, cause I was on hustle mode. That was from $2 Tuesdays.
And super sarcastic mode at the same
No,
time.
because they asked me a question, P, and I answered it. Is it worth it?
I'm not saying.
It
I'm not saying
was,
that
because
what you said. Listen,
what I'm going to do
I know it
is
was truthful. I know it was truthful.
right.
I know it
But
was
I
true.
got the bread. I'm still here. What's your problem? I still produce. Now, when I get off work at Wednesday night, I'm going to go to sleep for about 11 hours. And then Thursday, I'm back fresh. I got this mapped out, man.
So we can hit the reset to do it again the next week. Right.
Right.
That's what we used to do. That is what we used to do. I'm not going to sit up here and act like we didn't. Like,
But this was after the act night. This is when I started DJing every Tuesday, and they had $2 shots of Henny. I was doing $2 Tuesdays. So I was going from 10 to 2, and then I was at work. I go home, go to sleep. I ain't falling asleep till close to 4. I'm only getting like 2 hours of sleep, come in, and walk 10 miles.
He was a beast for that.
It was a time I was DJing Thursday after work, Friday after work, but started after work on Friday. Matter of fact, started Thursday and Friday after work. But didn't go all the way. I went all the way to 2. So I was starting at like 6 and was going all the way to 2, DJing. Go to work the next day, Friday. Then had a little child support job. Now I wasn't on child support.
Yo, when you play that back, and you how many times you said little.
I was doing an effect, man. You know, I mean, everybody know that's what I was doing. Little child support job when I used to process the checks. Then after I got off, took a little nap, then went in and DJ Saturday. Chilled all day Sunday, got back to work Monday, then had to go back to child support after work Mondays and 2. Man, I was getting that bread. Man, I'm not thinking about to work my goddamn self to death, but you know, understand what I'm saying? Shit, now I'm smarter.
Well, what I'll say is that you made it. So apparently you had some kind of organization about it. But let me ask you the $1 million question. Were you on time?
Nah.
Wow.
Not on Wednesdays when I went back to the water job. But you know why? We didn't have a clock at that time. We didn't have to clock in. Once we started clocking in,
yo, you
I
made
was
up
on
an
time.
excuse for being late. You made up an excuse for being late. Hey man, B.Y.O.B, man.
B.O. bless it, man. B.O. bless it, man.
Apparently you needed a B.Y.O.C.
No, listen. I was being my own blessing, and the Lord was leading me.
Hey, get out of there, man. Moonwalk up out of that, man.
Yeah. No, the Lord was me. Listen, the Lord kept me.
Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to B.Y.O.B. I'm going to save my own brother. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to this week's episode, man, of This or That. Let me get you out of there before you say something.
Welcome to another episode of This or That. When we want to know, am I going to do this or I'm going to do that? Sometimes I get an answer, and sometimes I don't give it back. Matter of fact, let's get right back on track. All right. This week's episode, This or That, is brought to you by Shlaka Donkey. I don't even know what that is. Let's go.
Hey, man, welcome to another episode of This or That, where I ask you a series of questions. Your favorite DJ, DJ E. A series of questions, and eventually we get an answer. Let's get right to it. I know this may seem petty, man, but skinny French fries or thick cut wedges, brother?
Shoestring. I like shoestring, but you know what's crazy? You got to eat them hot. You got to get them as soon as they come out because they get cold fast because they're a smaller fry. But for some reason, I still like them because they almost like chips to me.
Okay. Orange juice or apple juice? Doesn't matter. Morning. Let's go with the morning for breakfast.
Apple.
The apple juice guy. I'm more of a cranberry guy.
It's a refreshing juice. Cranberry, I got to be in the mood. It's better for you, but I got to be in the mood because sometimes some cranberry juices are a little dry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But they're better for your you're better for your urinary tract.
Oh, excellent. That's why I prefer it. Okay. You had a cookout. You could only have one. Hot dog or a hamburger? Doesn't matter. You can have it, obviously, to make it an even playing field. Both for beef.
It's going to sound like one, but I probably go with the hot dog, man.
That's
you know why?
One.
You know why?
Why?
You know why?
Why? Because it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. Go ahead.
Now, a lot of people season. You ever notice they start seasoning their burgers, and everybody don't season their burgers correctly. So
So,
some of them
so
are
what's
bland, some of them are
yeah,
they salty,
right.
but you don't put seasoning on a hot dog.
So the safe bet is the hot dog because they can't over season it, under season it, or
It's
miss
already
season it.
it's already flavored.
It's got already favored
However,
down.
however
Okay.
the burger's better for you.
So cool. So all right. So I agree with you with the seasoning. I can't let that go by real quick. Of the burger. Not a disc. Not a fan of the disc unless it is, and I have no stock in this, but maybe I should. Bubba
Mm-hmm.
is my preferred disc burger, but I prefer
Burger?
to make my own. Yeah. You ever had one? You can't talk about it. Yeah,
You had a
yeah. Never
burger?
had one.
Who makes burgers? Is they beef or turkey burgers?
No, great goose maker.
Great. Loose
Hey
goose
man,
burgers.
so let's do this. That's good. So let's do this.
Now,
Breakfast time.
hold
Breakfast
on.
time
Before we
still.
get to that, before we get to that, I
What?
agree with you with the disc. Um, Believe it or not, one of my favorite. I don't know the brand of it, but I think they sell them at Sam's. They come in his sleeve. So it's something about them, man. They pretty good. But
So
other than that,
I'm kind of cautious of sleeve meat, man. But go
yeah.
ahead.
Other than that, though, other than that, if you're gonna make a burger, you gotta make your ground beef. You gotta make the patties, man. You know,
Yeah, you ground what?
ground beef.
Nah.
That's what I said. I said ground beef.
All right, okay, you didn't, but it's all right.
No,
Hey,
wait till you right
listen,
now. I
man.
said ground, but you thought I said ground beef.
No, you
I
said
said beef.
whispering. You said beef. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's Goose talking to you, man. He
listen,
got
man.
the gray goose. You got the red and blue goose.
See, breakfast still, pancakes and French toast.
French toast.
Okay, ice cream sandwich or popsicle.
Ice cream sandwich.
Pull it up in line right now at whatever your favorite place is to get these. Chicken nuggets or chicken strips.
It's a drive-through.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna go nuggets then, cause a lot of people's strips ain't all the same. I like a good chicken strip, like if I'm going somewhere to sit down at. But favorite nuggets?
Right. Nah. I mean, if you wanted to share whatever your favorite nuggets is, that's up to you. But you prefer nuggets over the strips because they're the safer play.
Yeah. Wendy's or Chick-fil-A, man. No order, particular order. I like them equally.
Okay. I don't want to make you hungry, E. So let me just chill, man.
Nah,
So cardio, weightlifting.
I'm a cardio guy, but I'm about to start weightlifting.
Bagels or donuts.
Neither.
Milkshakes or
I don't
smoothies.
need all that. I don't need all that bread, man. You know what I mean?
Right. Milkshakes or smoothies.
Smoothies.
Pasta or pizza.
Pizza guy, man.
I'm gonna
Love
say this
pasta,
before I say. I'm gonna say this before I give you the two choices. I'm gonna say this so that people understand that there is a difference. I know they're gonna say it's not, but it is.
It is.
Ramen or pho.
I don't really mess with neither one of them like that, bro. You know, I'm not because again, it's something it's going to taste better the way it's seasoned.
So I grew up on ramen, but I prefer pho now. I don't know if you ever been to any places. If
That's
not,
that's
you come-
Vietnamese food, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The next time that you come down the way, if I know in advance, I'm gonna take you to my spot and we're kicking and do that. But anyway, okay, gamer side. We ain't talked about
Gamer.
Danny
Let's
Dimes.
get to the gamer.
Okay, Xbox or PlayStation.
I've been an Xbox guy for the last few systems, I guess.
Okay, board game or multiplayer video game.
Depends who I'm playing with. You know, if I'm playing with you, it's a multiplayer video game. If I'm playing with my wife, it'd probably be a board game.
Okay. All right, last but certainly not least, make it easy one for you. That way it ain't too weird, man. Dogs or cats, man? Yeah.
Dog. Them my
That's what I got
boys,
for.
man.
You
Them
know
my
what? No,
boys.
I gotta give you one more because you're a DJ, and you're the best DJ on the planet. So I
Okay,
gotta
the
give you one more. Okay, Britney Spears, right? This is gonna show you your knowledge of it. Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera.
I knew he was gonna say that. Now, what are we comparing?
Hits.
Hits. Brittany got more hits.
Okay. All right.
Christina got
Fair
the
enough.
better. Christina got the better voice though.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What do you get requested more?
Neither one of those people.
Wow. All right, you can take us on that off that.
You know, what I mean? She's not no more. Like But
Hey,
if
it is what
but
it
real
is.
quick, if I play anything, it'd be like, "Oops, I did it again." No.
Okay, so who's preferred?
Huh?
So that's Brittany.
Yeah, cause she got more hits.
There it is.
Yep, you
Take
know
us
what I
out
mean.
of there, brother. Take us out of there, brother.
That was another week of this or that. That's it. I don't want to say nothing else. That was just another week. All right. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, like I said, man, BYOB, y'all. It's one of those things where you can play on those acronyms any way that you want to, but being your own blessing is a big deal. You know,
Yes.
um, as a person who is, consistently trying to just find a way to be better each and every day on just a multitude of different ways. Um, I can't honestly say that I want to help others if I'm not willing to bless myself.
Right.
And blessing yourself comes in many forms. I just want to be able to be clear on that. It's blessing yourself don't necessarily have to be monetarily, although that is cool. Blessing yourself could be in the form of getting to know yourself better in the
Right.
sense of finding out what you enjoy. As adults, man, I can definitely say, regardless of whatever age group that you're in, we fall very, very fast. We fall victim to doing what's necessary versus doing what we love.
Right.
Um, and
Because you
when we
got more
do that,
responsibilities.
we got more responsibilities. But on top of that, what it is too is it doesn't require. I'm gonna say this too: doing what you have to do and what you become accustomed to doing just involves the ability for you to be able to do it consecutively or consistently or regularly. It doesn't require you to be able to do, how can I say, like when you're blessing yourself, you have to be creative, right? Because when you're creating your own solutions or your own blessings, you have to factor in how it affects other people and the best way to be able to utilize that situation in what you're doing. When you just got to show up and do the thing that you do, how can I say, and it's not necessarily in alignment with what you're in love with doing, you just got to show up.
Right.
And to me, you're only cheating yourself. Everybody that I know that is out there living a productive life to the best of not everybody, but majority of the people that I know that are living very, very um, happy life. It ain't got to necessarily do with monetarily. Those people have found a way to BYOB, and that's to
Right.
be their own blessing. Basically, be your own blessing. If you want to bless your family, you want to bless your friends, you want to bless others, bless yourself first.
You have to.
Get in accustomed, get into blessing yourself so that you know what it looks like to bless someone else. You can't bless someone else unless you know what it looks like to bless yourself first. Bring your own bottle, that's cool. But remember, at the end of the day, if you can't bless your own self, you can't be a blessing to others.
Mm-hmm. That was P's point. It makes
That was
all the
my
sense
point.
in the world. You know what I mean? And remember,
Absolutely.
it takes action even to love yourself. Because this all goes to love. Like I was with my kids the other day and I explained to them. I said you ain't even gotta get all deep into religion. Just understand that God is love. This is why they
Absolutely.
this is why they tell you you have to love yourself. Like if you love, they say the Bible says if you love, love God with all mind, body, and soul, and love your neighbor
Mm,
like you love yourself, right?
mm,
So
mm-hmm.
for you to love God, you understand what I'm saying, and love your neighbor like you love yourself, you have to listen what it says. Love God with all your mind, body, and soul.
Right.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Right.
For you to love God with all your mind, body, and soul, that's the ultimate love for yourself. Because you're going to want the best for yourself all the time. See, the way we honor God is by obeying Him. And
That's
that's how
right.
you show love to Him, by obeying Him.
Yes, sir.
But if I turn around and love my neighbor like I love myself, then I want the best for you just like I want the best for me, and I'm not being selfish. See, the world is what makes people believe you selfish when a person comes with their opinion of you. And I'm not saying that a person's opinion is never wrong, never right, and I'm not saying it's never wrong. We got to
Right.
remember that. We got to
Right.
understand that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
your emotions will tell you. But if somebody said blatantly said you did something, like here's the thing: when somebody said I hurt their feelings because I didn't do something, I would say, well, I didn't know, and I'm thank you for telling me, but it wasn't my intentions to hurt your feelings. So you scolding me and trying to talk to me like I'm now, you're making it something different.
That's right.
Because but when a person blatantly tries to hurt you, that's when bad things happen to them. That also piggybacks off of what I said, that you could be a blessing and still be incorrect, because you're blessing another section, but you may be hurting this person. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man, bro. I mean, like, and it's cool because, like I said, most of us fall into the regimen of doing the same things that we've always done. It's funny because if you notice it, you can never turn off in the mind when you want to. Like for instance, if you sit somewhere, you be like, all I want to do is this, right? Like I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said to me, they said, "P, I don't need to be a millionaire, man. To be happy, man, to bless others and do my thing and be a difference maker in other people's lives." And I said, "Why not?" They said, "What do you mean?" And so I said to them, I said, "Have you ever been a millionaire before?" They go, "Nah." So then how you know what you can do with $1 million if you truly want to be a blessing to others? I'm not making a monetary thing. What I'm saying is before you say what you don't need to be able to be a blessing, find out what it is to be that first. That's why it's be your own blessing. Like I
right,
can't bless nobody else with something that I'm telling you that I don't need. Like to me, people do that for one reason. People do that because they can't fathom the thought on how to reach that goal. I'll tell you I don't need to be a millionaire because I can't see how to be a millionaire. So that
right,
way, if I meet it, what I mean, I'm actually projecting my shortcoming. I can't bless other people with a million if I had $1 million with my resources because I can't fathom the thought on how to be a millionaire. Stop saying those things. Our words are powerful, like we talk about all the time. If you
right,
turn around and you make a statement that you don't have to be a millionaire to be a blessing, but you've blessed people with what you have and it's less than a million, can you imagine what you can bless a person with if you had it? So
right.
stop saying what you don't need to be. If you
Well,
want to be your own blessing first, and then you can bless others.
well, it all depends on what you try to bless them. Like you said, I also understood their point. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Um,
Yeah, break it down.
before we go, just to fathom it, like I understand their point, and I understand your point. I think sometimes we get caught up in chasing wealth,
Right.
but no actuality is we may not necessarily want to be a millionaire. We just want freedom and security. So it's easier to live by your means than it is to become a millionaire. Not saying don't thrive to be a millionaire. You understand what I'm saying? I know people that are ultimate blessings to a lot of people who don't have $1 million, and then guess what? They could be even more blessing if their blessing is resources of money.
Right.
See, that's the thing. When you're blessing them, it's not always about money, and I'm not saying that's what you said. What I understand with them is you're being a blessing by sometimes. We're being a blessing right now, bro, by giving them this word. Because it
Absolutely.
could be something
Right.
that triggering them, because it still goes back to what we saying about the show. Be your own blessing. This didn't cost them nothing to listen, and we might trigger something and there be action. However, to agree on your point, If money is the way that you're blessing a person, if you're blessing a person with $100, you could bless them even better if you had $1,000,000. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, nah, I don't feel like you challenging
You
it.
know what I
Nah, I
mean?
think all I was saying to them people is that it's easy to say what you don't need when you've never had. Yeah, I can
Right.
say that I don't need to be the best chef in the world to feed 100 people.
Right.
But if I was,
But you
but
still
if
being a
I've
blessing.
never, right, I'm being a blessing. But if I never was a chef, it's easy for me to say what I don't need to be because I've
I
never been that. And no. I know you're agreeing.
yeah.
I've never been that, and I can't see how to become that. So it's easy for me to diminish that or say I don't need it. And you're right. You could
But
be a
bruh,
difference maker.
listen what I'm saying to you. I don't think that there's, in my opinion, I don't think they're saying it because they don't think they can become that. I think they're saying it as, I can do that now and do it better later. I'm just saying I could be a blessing without being. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't think
Right.
that they're saying that they don't need $1,000,000 to bless a person because they don't believe or they think it's a challenge for them to do it. I think that they're saying I could be a blessing whether I had $1,000,000 or not. I get what you're saying, but I don't think that because they're saying that that means that it's a challenge for them to do that. Because I put it on my Instagram story um yesterday. It said it was Yo Gotti's talking. He said it's not hard to become a millionaire. It's not the problem is not making the money. The problem is saving it. A lot of people don't, or a lot of people don't understand how to manage money. They done had $1,000,000 a couple times and don't realize it because the quickest they getting it, they spending it. So these people can understand how to manage what they're saying in their own opinion. It depends on what they're looking at, in my opinion, of what the blessing is. If you're saying that I could bless a person with my monetary blessing, there's no way in hell you're gonna bless them better with $1,000 than $1,000,000. But if you're using the word blessing at a broad and you're saying I don't need to have $1,000,000 to bless a person, then that is actually true.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's inaccurate. What I'm saying is all right. So in the statement, as truthful as that may be, what I'm saying is what you do is you put a cap on your ability to bless yourself or anyone else when you say what you don't need based on the reality of what you
I don't think
haven't
you putting
had.
I don't think you putting a cap on it though. I
But what,
just
what I'm saying, all right. So if I tell you I don't need to swim, but I'm in water, I do need to know how to swim. So
That's
what I'm
different. But
saying
this
to you
person
is
didn't say I need to be
right.
broke. I don't need to be broke, not have $1,000,000. That's not what they said. It's not the
This is
same.
this is why I'm telling you what they said. They said I don't need to be a millionaire to make a difference in a person's life. I said you're correct, but why? My question to
Oh yeah.
them was, but why? Because here's why I asked that. I asked them the next question was, have you ever been a millionaire?
Right.
And they said no. So what I'm telling you is you're speaking to something that you don't know because you've never had.
Right.
So that's
But
what I'm saying.
I
Don't put
get
that kind of cap on yourself by saying
right.
what you don't need because you don't know.
I hear everything you're saying, but
That's all I was saying.
I still don't think they capped it because I still believe that they're being a blessing. They could say
They are.
I could be a
They
blessing
are.
now. So would it sound better if they said, "Man, I'm gonna be a blessing now, and I'm gonna be even more of a blessing when I get $1,000,000"? Would that
That's a
sound
different
better?
statement. That is
Yeah,
a different
that's what I'm
statement.
saying.
That's
But
not the same statement.
right, so I get what you're saying, but
Right.
you know,
That's all I was saying to him. Don't.
right,
What I'm saying to you is if God, all right, so if God, like we ain't gonna draw this, up, but if God tells you around and his objective is for you to be a monetary blessing to somebody else, but you
right.
only have enough to bless your family or take care of yourself, you can't be that monetary blessing to them because you don't have the resources.
Well, that's the
What I'm
thing.
saying to you is that in order for you to have, just like in this book that I'm reading, just got today, but I started reading it, the power of the subconscious mind.
Yeah,
We do it all the time. What
yeah.
we do is we say what we don't need, and so we never get.
Well,
So we need to stop saying what we don't need.
that's a person, but that's not a person who does it. That person hasn't found their. If God is blessing them to be a monetary blessing, that person hasn't found their purpose yet. That's what that is.
I mean,
That's a person who hasn't found their purpose. See, when you understand universal laws and you understand purpose, you understand you'll get in rhythm and harmony of that. To understand to be that blessing, like I know that financially, that I was supposed to be a blessing to a lot of people. And I do it. And I never say I'm not going to be, I don't need a millionaire, be a million. But some people think that being a blessing might be, let me tell them some information that they need. I'm just saying, that's all it is.
No,
You
I
know?
agree. I mean, I've done it. Me and you both have done it. We've done things for people that we know have been a blessing, and it hasn't been monetarily based. But at the end of the day, what I'm also saying is don't be so quick to be dismissive of the reality that what you're saying that you can do with something that you never had.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all. Don't I can't tell you about options that you never had if you never had them. Don't I can't never I don't never need to learn how to swim until you need to know how to swim. I don't never need to know how to skydive until you need to know how to skydive. So
Right.
when you make those statements, stop saying what you don't need until you act, because you don't know what you're gonna need until you're in that position.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. But as y'all know, this was a great episode. Episode 72. B.Y.O.B. Be your own blessing. Bring your own bottle. Buy your own blow.
Hey man, as we say each and every week, man, we thank y'all for tuning in, whether it's through radio,
Bless your own
or
baby.
all of that. Whether
Yeah.
it's through the your favorite podcast or streaming sites, or through YouTube. We appreciate you guys, man, taking the time out each and every week.
Be
As
your
we
own
say,
brand.
you know, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I mean? Like I say, man, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day because we know your time is valuable. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check us out on any of your favorite podcast and streaming sites, whether it's iHeartRadio, Spotify, you know what I mean, Stitcher, whether it's Amazon Music, Audible, Overcast Radio, Radio Public, you know what I'm saying? Any of those things. I'm not sure if I said Google Podcast, but Google Podcast as well.
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music, in case we didn't say it, we saying it again. Also make sure you check us out on YouTube, man. On Thursdays, man, we drop, like y'all can see tonight, at
Right.
7 p.m. on YouTube, and we're available early in the day on all of those favorite podcast and streaming sites. It's been your boy P Original.
And it's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential. We love y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all. We see y'all next week.
All
Peace.
right. Peace.